Okay, just a couple more seconds here. All right, so again, welcome. This is Magical Monday Manifestations with me, Valerie Lewis, and Spirit Source, the Divine, coming through with messages for us all. And this will be a tarot reading and also oracle reading for this week, starting Monday, August 15th. And I just want to mention real quick for those of you who are also on Goddess with an Attitude, well, and Tarot, Unicorns and Coffee as well. I have a super exciting Queen Energy Masterclass coming up. It begins on the 22nd, and today is the last day to jump on those early bird specials. So if you're wanting to get that discount, go ahead and do that before midnight tonight. You can find all of the links on my website. And for YouTube, it'll be in the description after the live event is over. So let's go ahead and get into this week's reading. I've already been getting messages this morning from Spirit. However, I had to really slow down to hear them. I feel like I've been going Mach speed lately, which is fine because I operate well in that energy. However, I had to slow down to hear what Spirit needed to tell me this morning. And so that's what I'm concentrating on. And today's deck is Vice Versa Tarot. So I always have to not look at the cards because they have images on both sides. Let Spirit guide me to cards we need. Interesting. So we got our usual 5 cards and then also a clarifying or a card I'm going to sit to the side and we'll see what that message is and why we need it. Oh my God. You guys. Whoo, buckle up. If y'all's week hasn't been hectic enough with all of the astrological happenings and the community and the collective, buckle up. Oh, okay, so minor arcana cards deal with what is going on in my life right now. How am I crossing my T's and dotting my I's? What do I need to focus on this week? Major arcana is still the same. It's what do you need to focus on this week? But major arcana is going to affect all areas of your life, whereas minor arcana is going to affect you right now, right here. So we have 4 major arcana and 1 minor arcana. So what does that tell me when we're talking about all areas of our life? That says we are going through some shifts. We are up leveling, we are moving, and these things, these messages, whatever we are working on, is not just to fix right now, it's to fix our entire life. It's going to spread to all areas of our life. So with that being said, the first one is Chariot. Chariot, I love it. I kind of like it. I kind of know exactly where this is coming from. So Chariot in the major arcana is the idea of, yes, you are moving ahead on your path. This is card number 7. So this is for those of you who follow the major arcana in the Fool's Journey, there are the Fool's Journey, I forgot to put my phone on silence. The Fool's Journey is generally broken into 3 stages. I like to think of them as adolescence, early adulthood, and then mature adulthood. The adolescent stage ends with this card, ends with the Chariot. And the Chariot is the idea that up until this point, early stages, early on this path, the Fool has done everything through willpower. He's moved ahead, but it's been arduous. He's been successful. He's gotten a lot of success, but everything is through willpower. When he hits this Chariot card, it is definitely a celebration. We see that this person is in their full regalia. Oh, look at that. It's the Big Dipper. I didn't notice that in this card. I got to see why they used the Big Dipper and the Catechist. So healing has taken place, all of that. But he's in full ceremonial garb. He is in a procession, a ceremonial procession, like a parade. We think of this charioteer as in a parade. And this far, he has done everything through willpower. Now, generally, almost all of the tarot cards tarot decks that I know show this charioteer conducting, steering, whatever you call it, steering, leading the sphinxes. In this case, it's sphinxes without the use of reins. So this particular artist shows reins, but this is like one of the few decks I've seen where there are reins depicted, because without the use of reins, we get the idea that he's moving this chariot forward through his willpower. So this might be where you're starting out the week. This might be where you need to go, is put a little oomph in what you're doing, get out of the head and the spirituality and get into the doing of it. And this also shows, one last note I'm going to make about this, we see black and white, almost always black and white opposing forces, and that's why it takes willpower. So far, this person has had a lot going on in their life, and they have commandeered the chaos in their life through the force of willpower and made it work. This is also a point where the Fool is saying, damn, that took a lot of energy. I would like some more ease and flow in my life. So if you are in a point of your life where you've been doing a lot of work, and yes, you've been very successful, and now you're saying, I would like some more ease and flow. I would like to do things. Oh, I am so sorry. One moment. Pardon the interruption. Nobody ever calls me on Monday morning until the one day when I leave my ringer on, and then it goes off. So what I was saying is, if you're at that point in your life where you've done everything, you have reached success, and now you're like, I want some more ease and flow in my life instead of having to do it all myself, then that is saying it's time for you to connect up with source, because source is where our ease and flow comes from. Source is when you step back and say, I've been really successful in my life, but it sure would be nice to work in conjunction with spirit. It sure would be nice to be calling in spirit on this, make my journey just a little bit easier. So what does spirit have to say? Because now we're calling in spirit. Now we're going to work with the divine. And this is like, pat yourself on the back. Y'all have been working hard. Give yourself that pat on the back. Congratulate yourself. A moment of celebration. Have a parade around your house. Put some flowers in your hair and parade around your kitchen or out in your backyard. Put your dog on a leash and let your dog be the charioteer. Celebrate how far you've come through willpower, but now let's sync up with the divine and make our path a little bit easier. Ease and flow, but still flow with unexpected people and things that pop in. Michelle, sounds like some tower moments. I like it. Oh, okay. Spirit sending messages through a phone call. That's funny. Yes, I see that. Okay. All right, the next one, another major arcana, is card number 10. Card number 10. And this one is, I'm looking at the back because I can see both sides of it. So give me just a minute. Interesting. I believe this is the wheel. And it's so interesting, the depiction. I'm going to say 10 is the wheel. 10 is the wheel, isn't it? Where are my tarot people? Isn't 10 the wheel?
Yep.
Okay. Yay, 10 is the wheel. Let me see why they showed it this way, though, with another sphinx. I mean, that looks like a sphinx to me because of her paw on the wheel there. Let me see. There we go. Well, it's probably the lion Leo, but I'm going to call it a sphinx because we just came off of the other sphinx. The wheel is the idea of reminding us that there are cycles in life. So again, we're coming out of that cycle of doing everything by willpower and moving into that cycle of more ease and flow, more connection with spirit. The 10 in traditional tarot shows all of the 4 elements in each of the 4 corners. Is that the wheel? That is the wheel. And here we see a lot of symbolism on the wheel itself. If you look real closely, we see tarot, T-A-R-O-T. You have to use the T twice, tarot. But I love all of the symbolism on the wheel card. You can go deep on just this card, but I'm gonna keep it simple. This is about the cycle. This is about a wheel moving, about your life moving and cycling up into the next cycle. And because it's surrounded by so much symbology, it's also about making sure that you are connected to all of your tools, all of your spiritual guidance. I do really, really want to see why this particular deck, what's standing out to me is the lizard and the dog head on the individuals, which are not the traditional. It's like Leo and the 4 cardinal signs. So I'm not sure why we have a dog head, but I'm about to find out, y'all. Snake-headed Typhon, who brings chaos and destruction, and jackal-headed Anubis, that's a jackal, y'all, who accompanies the dead into the afterlife and beyond. Okay, so that's what, okay, got it. Both are in Greek dress and have human bodies, denoting a union with the Greek god Hermes, who is also a guide of the soul. So now I see why they have those figures. In traditional tarot, you have one figure going upwards, up the side of the wheel, and the other figure going down, which also symbolizes the greater cycle of life, reincarnation, going down to the dead and then rising back up. So that's what those 2 figures are for. So in any event, this is about cycles, and this is about speed, y'all. I'm feeling speed personally, but I'm also feeling speed from the collective. Almost like we've asked for this next cycle for us is right here. We're in it before we realize we're in it, and then we're looking around and we're just off. We're off and running. And it's the idea that we need to remember, we need to be aware of the fact that yes, we are in a cycle, and yes, this is not normal, and yes, this is what we asked for. So let's ease into it. Let's let it evolve and manifest the way we've been asking. Next, major arcana, another one, is the Empress. Oh, let me get the glare off of it. There we go. Card number 3, the Empress, our earthly mother, very much connected to the earth, very much grounded, but very, very, very abundant. She sits in a field of wheat representing abundance. We also have these roses down here that I'm noticing. The phoenix, is that a phoenix on her shield? I have to look closer at that one. It's not, it's a 2-headed bird. Interesting, we have birds all around her. Oh, there we go. It's like she usually has a wand that has the symbol of femininity, but she has her wand here is a, whatever you call it, a shaft of wheat. I know that's the wrong word, but I'm gonna say it anyway because y'all know what I mean when I say it. On her necklace, though, that's the sign of femininity. So she is definitely our earthly mother, very connected. That's why we see the stars above, very connected above, but very much in her manifesting power. Often depicted as pregnant, meaning she's about to birth and create something new. Also connected with Mother Earth, or a representation of Mother Earth. So we have all of this earthly, grounded, physical manifesting power, which again, it's leading me back to that first card where we were talking about get out of our head and get into the action of living your life. This is about being connected to your physical world, manifesting more of what you want, surrounding yourself more with the physical things in life that you want. Ooh, this message is coming straight from spirit. Some of it is for me, but some of it I feel like it's for someone in this group. The idea is, oftentimes we look at our physical life and we're surrounded by things we don't like, so we escape into our mind. We tell ourselves that our mind creates, and we spend time in our mind trying to create, trying to envision our future, setting up our vision board, so to speak, in our mind. But the whole idea behind that, if we go back to the card about cycles, is that we look at our life, we say, I don't like this and this and this. Okay, let me go back into my creation mode. Let me envision it. Let me figure it out. Let me fix my mindset. And then I'm going to come back into the physical. However, some of us go into that mindset and we say, oh, it's so nice here. It's like nirvana in here. I've created the perfect utopia. I'm just going to stay here. And we don't cycle back into the physical to create a world. And then when we do cycle back in the physical, we say, oh, this is still not how I like it. We just stay in our head because the world around us is not how we like it. And we just stay in our head and we call ourselves spiritual beings. Spirit is saying, it's time to take that spirituality and ground it into the world and start manifesting. You have the power to manifest the life you want. Do that. You cannot stay in your head for the entirety of your human existence. You need to bring that into the physical. The world needs you to bring that into the physical, not just for your own personal benefit. Oh, I have the car I like and the lover I like and the job I like, not just for your own personal benefit, but for the benefit of humankind. The more of us who can step into and manifest the world that we want, the more humankind as a whole recognizes that we have this power, and then collectively we're creating a better world. So we have to get back into the physical with our manifesting. And then we have, oh, I like this one. And then we have card number 18, the moon. I know what the card is. I'm trying to figure out my Roman numerals. The moon. And this one is an eclipsed moon. Now that's very interesting that the artist would use an eclipsed moon. Eclipses are times of unrest, are times of chaotic energy, but it's times of new beginning. It's like I love this expression of chaos in a positive aspect. It's like when you go to bake a cake, the eggs have to be broken. The milk has to be spilled. There's flour all over the counter. There's chaos for a while, but the end result is this amazingly delicious cake. And so that's what this moon is representing. That's what that eclipse is representing, is that moment of chaos before you get to the other side. And it's all a good thing. So if things are just kind of whirlwind in your life right now, just be like, okay, this is good. This is what I need, because what's coming is going to be a delicious cake or whatever it is you've asked for. The moon is very much about manifesting. We know that the moon helps us manifest. The moon, as we sync up to the moon, the lunar energies, we can help ourselves manifest, but we can also help ourselves with our natural rhythms as far as humans, because the moon very much controls water and we are very much water-based beings. So syncing up with the moon, if you can, it's very beneficial. However, this card that's coming across for me, mostly I'm seeing that eclipse, and I'm seeing that as a moment of chaos before everything settles in. And this beautiful creature here is letting us know, it's okay. It's okay. Come with me, sit in the water, watch this beautiful eclipse overhead, and everything is going to be okay. The moon is also about your intuition. She is fully immersed, well, not fully. She's immersed in the water, which means she is very much in her power of intuition. And she's looking at this chaotic eclipse and saying, it's okay. My intuition knows the way out. My intuition knows how to find peace. I do want to see what is pictured in her hands by this particular artist. What's in your hands, girl? Because that looks interesting. It does not say. It does say it's a full eclipse. No sense. Well, that's interesting. Oh, a choice between a bowl of phosphorescent seawater and a glowing egg. Which one are you most drawn to? Which one are you most drawn to? Phosphorescent seawater, the green bowl, or a glowing egg? And then it simply says, what does that tell you about your psyche? Remember, rational solar thinking has no place here. The moon has turned day into night. I'm not going to give y'all any insights on the bowl and the egg. I'm going to let y'all figure that out for yourself, but do ask yourself which one you're most drawn to and what that might mean for you. The card doesn't say. I mean, the book doesn't say which one is supposed to be. I like that, Maxine. Perpetual pregnancy and conception of divine energy. That was with the Empress. Okay, and now the last card, now that we've got with all of those heavy hitters saying your life is shifting, let us show you how. Let us remind you of how we can make this a smoother journey for you. That's what the first 4 cards were about. And now as you think big picture, how is my entire life shifting? How am I getting and allowing, or how can I get and allow more of what I want into my life? Those are the questions you should be posing to yourself. And the answers would be, well, I can move away from willpower and sync back up with the divine. I can recognize that everything has a cycle. I can make sure that I'm not in my head and that I'm really bringing these energies down into the physical and grounding them. And I can also realize that things might be a little chaotic, but I have my intuition to guide me through. That's that. But how is that going to affect you right here? What can you do right here in your day-to-day life to bring about all of that? Bump, 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 the 10 of Wands, which is telling me that some of y'all are carrying heavy loads and it's time to put your load down. This person has been carrying a heavy load all by his lonesome, but that's where he's carrying it to. So we assume that he's been on a very long journey and that he's almost there. That's why we have a 10. He's almost there. However, the 10 of Wands for me personally is always, always a reminder, you don't have to carry this load on your own. You have helpers. You have helpers in the physical. You have helpers in the non-physical. You probably have helpers within yourself, like skills and resources that you are blocking or that you are not tapping into. So however heavy your load is right now, ask yourself, how can you lighten it? How can you lighten your load? Do I need to call a friend? Do I need to sit in meditation and ask for an easier solution? Am I not using the resources I have within myself because for whatever reason, I'm just not? I'll give you an example. What does that look like when I'm not using the resources I have within myself? I'll give you an example. I hate doing my quarterly business taxes, getting all my financials and going through it all. That's not using, that's a burden. If I go beyond my deadline, then I'm just adding fees and shit on top of the stuff that I could have done. And now I've got this heavy burden to carry, trying to get caught up on doing my financials. However, it's not like it's something I can't do. I know how to add. And if I don't know how to add, I know how to use a calculator. So that's skills within yourself that you just think procrastination. Anytime you know how to do it, but you're not doing it, think procrastination. And those are skills within yourself that you're not tapping into that could make your life a lot easier. So it could be your own personal skills. It could be time to call a friend, time to sit in meditation, call in spirit. But the 10 of Wands is always, always to me an admonition that you have help. You do not have to carry this all alone. So let that be your this week focus. This week, as I know that my life is shifting and I'm moving to the next level, where are my helpers? If I don't know who they are, sit in meditation and ask spirit who they are. Where are my helpers so that this journey to my next level can be so much easier? And I will tell you, everybody's leveling up. It's just a thing right now. Everybody is leveling up. And it's not like we as humans never level up. We're always leveling up. But now we're doing it so fast that it's just like, whoa, what's happening? But we're all doing it. So ask everyone else who's doing the same thing, how did you get through it? What's going on with you? Oh, that really helps me. Thanks a lot. You have helpers. And then finally, remember I told you I pulled the 5 cards and then I set this one card aside. I didn't know what it was. It's a clarifier. I still don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to go to the book because it's the opposite side. It's not the right side of the card, but it is an Ace of Cups. It is an Ace of Cups. I'll show y'all the right side. It's just the Ace of Cups. And generally aces are fresh beginnings, new starts in the area of cups. As we deal with the Ace of Cups, I'm gonna say that's more emotional stability, emotional intelligence coming to you. You're going to be able to deal with your emotions on a new level, in a new way. That's why we have the Ace, newness. I want to see why we're showing this side of her as she looks out into the night. It's a statue, yes, but she's facing, see that knight over there? It's nighttime on this side and facing a statue. So let me see what that's about. What did I just say she was? A cup. Chalices. My bad. This deck calls them chalices. One moment. Inspiration. Okay, let me read you the whole thing so it all makes sense. I'm not going to paraphrase. By night, the scene has an unearthly beauty as both lake and lilies fade to soft blue and green hues. It's easy to imagine the quiet splashing of waters in the starlight. A prince on a white stallion comes upon this vision and is enthralled by its mystery. He has found an inspiration for life's quest for bliss. Doesn't that sound lovely? When you get this side in a reading, the card is still positive on this side, bringing its gifts of love and beauty. The presence of the prince, though, cautions against being beguiled by fairy tale romance. What is seen by starlight may prove quite different in the light of day. Beware of illusions and don't promise too much too soon. Woo-hoo-hoo, don't promise too much too soon. You know what? That is actually a repeating message because although I did not mention it, the moon card talks about illusion too, because everything is seen by the light of the moon. And so there might be some illusion in your life that you're not aware of. So I feel like maybe that message is for a particular someone. I don't know who it is. But since it came up twice and made me go back to that moon card, beware of illusions. And illusions is you could be eluding yourself. When it says offering too much too soon, maybe you're telling yourself, yeah, I can do it. I can do all of that. I'm a rock star. And the reality is you just really want to take a nap and have a hot cup of coffee. So maybe you're eluding yourself. Is that a word? No, maybe. I just made it up. Okay. That's what we have for tarot. Let me move on. Let me put these cards in their proper place. I just love this deck, Vice Versa Tarot. I also love the packaging. Here's the packaging. It's just so pretty with the magnetic closure. Anyway. Mary, I'm so glad that this reading is resonating with you. I love it. I love it. And welcome, welcome. Okay, now we're moving on to Oracle cards. Y'all got favorites? Tell me what Oracle cards you want to hear from today. Oh, I'm definitely going to the Shaman Oracle. And I'm going to this one, which I almost never, ever, ever read in a Magical Monday because the card definitions are like 2 pages long and I'm not going to read all of that. That would take like the rest of this meetup, but Spirit is telling me to pull from this. So I'm going to have to paraphrase. Which card do we want to go with? Spirit. Come on, Spirit. Interesting. Okay, so the first Oracle deck I'm going to is one of my favorites. Sacred Rebels. It's one of my Oracle decks that I first started out with. And why do I love it? Because I consider myself a rebel. And when I saw Sacred Rebels, I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I can be sacred and a rebel too. Oh, you guys. Receiving. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the energy swirls around her. I just want y'all to look at that picture for just a minute. Receiving, card number 27. I don't pull this card often enough to paraphrase off the top of my head, so just a moment. I am going to read the first part. It says, you are so loved. Your every need is witnessed and responded to by the universe. However, sometimes you forget this. You become swept up in the momentum of habitual consciousness and you forget to take a moment to stop, breathe, and be. In that moment, you can receive the love of the universe that is receiving you. It will nourish you with contentment and energy. That was just the first paragraph. You know what I am going to do though? I am going to post the whole, it's 2 pages, y'all. It's 2 pages. I'm going to take a screenshot of it and post it online in the Tarot Unicorns and Coffee website. If you haven't joined yet, go join. So if you want to read the whole thing, it will be on there, but this is a reminder to receive the love of the universe. Again, it talks about being in that flow. Flow is not just putting out, but it's also receiving. And if you feel like you're looking around your life and there's nobody that you want to receive energy from, connect above, because spirit will always replenish you with the exact energy that you need. But you have to put yourself in that cycle. You have to put yourself in that cycle where you're not just giving, but you're also receiving. Receiving, receiving, receiving. I love it. It's also this whole deck. I highly recommend this deck. This whole deck also has a healing process. So if you feel like you are not in that give and flow, give and take. If you feel like somehow your cycle is stalled or stepped, you're not getting what you want out of life. If you feel like you need some help receiving, again, I'm gonna post this whole thing because it has a whole healing process, like a little ritual you can do to move your energy back into the receiving mode. So that is the Cliff's Note version of the message from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. And just a reminder that we need to receive just as much as we give. If not, we are putting ourselves in an energetic imbalance. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't operate well in imbalance. Speaking of which, I need some more coffee to balance me out. I stopped and indulged in an amazing coffee this morning. Okay, Mystic Shaman Oracle is the next one. Mystic Shaman Oracle always gives such good guidance. Did I miss if anyone put in a deck that they would like me to read from? I don't see it. Maxine, you have that deck too? Yay. It was the first Oracle deck I've ever bought. And I love it. Ooh. Okay, I was going to pull 1 card because I almost always pull 1 card for the Oracle, but Spirit said pull 2. And I almost always pull 1 from one spot in the deck and move a little bit more and pull another one. These were side by side, and I love it. I love them so much. The first one is Earth. We already had Earth show up in our reading with the Empress, talking about pulling all of that we've created. Because you know what? When you think about it, when you envision it, it's a creation. It's done. But in order for you to enjoy the creation, it has to be grounded here in the physical. So we've already got that message once with the Empress, and now we have Earth as an element. I love this card. Earth as an element coming to us to remind us again, we need to connect with the energy of the earth. Let me see if there's any additional information that Spirit wants to give us. And it's card number 17. When the earth symbol appears, it represents a need to focus on reverence and appreciation for the natural gifts that are coming to you now and always. The concrete world you inhabit is there by the grace of Spirit, and you are part of it. Much can be accomplished now when you focus on compassion, reverent service to the world, and reverent service to the world. If you act with integrity, gratitude. How many of y'all have a gratitude journal that you write in daily? Not me. I would be a hypocrite if I told y'all need to, but I know it works. And humility. You will find yourself more prosperous than you can imagine. Success is assured when the earth appears as an invitation to connect, an invitation to manifest, an invitation to, the whole title of this thing is called Magical Monday Manifestations. And I always start out talking about manifesting. But did y'all know we don't actually manifest? we put the list to the universe manifests, and all we have to do is allow it. I mean, we're part of the manifestation cycle, but we're not the one arranging the atoms to make chairs come together, or arranging the atoms to make earth and life spring forth from a barren planet. That's spirit. All we have to do is allow it and enjoy it. And so this is when we connect and accept that invitation, that's the invitation to allow ourselves, to allow the manifestations to show up in our life, to allow that energy to surround us, to allow abundance to be ours, to allow ourselves to joyfully participate in the cycle of manifestation. And then this card I love because it's me, it's all me. Fire. I love when I pull fire anything. I so resonate with the energy of fire. Fire is card number 19. Isn't that a beautiful artistic depiction of that energy? Think of it as a glowing orb. Think of this. If you saw this, all of this, like around the outside, as deep within you, right in your heart center, and this orb with a little bit of fire in it, just moving around, that's your passion. Some of y'all's fire is really small because you haven't been feeding your passion. You haven't been stoking that fire. So concentrating on fire, concentrating on reigniting the passion within us, whatever that looks like for you individually. I am going to see what the book has to say about it. I think I really like that image. That might be my card for the day. Oh, if y'all look real close, it looks like a face in there. There's a face inside my heart center. I don't think the artist intended to make a face. I think I'm just seeing one. But let's talk about the card meaning from the artist. Warm your hands and your heart by your inner fire. Let it burn away your hardships. Let it consume your pain and your sorrow. Has life become too rigid, too cold, too superficial? Light a candle or make a bonfire and toss into the flames everything that has become still, stiff, and painful. Give it all to the fire for rapid transformation. Set your life on fire. Hallelujah. Yes. Love it, love it, love it. Welcome in that energy. This is how, so this is you saying, I'm tired of playing in my mind. I want to see the real life manifestations. And this is how you get there. You tap back into your passion. You tap back into that fiery inspiration within you. So that's what we have from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I need that card out. I do. I'm leaving fire out, y'all. It's going to be a fiery week for me. Let me put these back. Dragons. I think we should go to dragons next. Since we're talking about fire. Let me see. Ooh, Stacy, go camping. Do it. Do it. Fuck that job. That's what I say, but I don't have a job and I'm my own boss. But still, I say, fuck that job. Sometimes you just have to say, fuck that job. Because if the job is supposed to give you a better quality of life, but then you never get to enjoy that better quality of life, what are you really doing with your life? That's all I have to say. Let me find my dragon. Okay. I am glad that you're going camping because that sounds like a wonderful, almost end of summer activity to enjoy. And now we're going with Dragon Path. And now I'm also going to give y'all a moment or two if you want to put in chat a deck that you've seen me pull from that you would like to, ooh, it's that one, that you would like to have me pull from today. I'd be more than happy to do that as time permits. And let's see what dragon is coming into our life today on this Monday. A beautiful green dragon. And his name or her name, I don't know the sex yet, is the healer. First thing off, I'm noticing that they're green and I'm noticing that they're perched in a tree, which is telling me that, again, that's that earth element. That earth element is coming through for us again, even from the dragons. So let's see. First of all, let me see what type of dragon you are. Which category are you in? Grandmaster? I think it might be a Grandmaster dragon. Let's see. Nope, we keep going. It's a guardian dragon. So this dragon book is different categories of different dragons. The healer is a guardian dragon. This gentle yet powerful dragon is a true guardian of all healers on earth. He connects particularly with those who work energetically. He reminds us that although we may walk our talk, we also need to heed our own advice. We are not a bottomless pit of energy and need to take time out now and again. I'm laughing because this message is specifically for me this morning. I hear you. His message, quote, I am the guardian of the healers. You are capable of great things on earth as a healer and as a light for others to follow. But to do this, you must burn brightly and throw light into the shadows of your world. You give a great deal to others, but you must also make time for yourself. You need to rest and recharge. Your energy tank requires refilling lest you become depleted. Make time to meditate, rejuvenate, to relax, and above all, to laugh. You may love your work, but it does not define you. You also need time to be you. A wife, husband, mother, father, daughter, son, sister, or brother, or any other role you fulfill. End quote. He reminds us not to take ourselves or life too seriously. If we do, we risk forgetting that we are just a tiny cog in the great wheel of life. A tiny but important. So this is all about self-healing and self-care and taking time out for yourself. And I needed that message. Maybe I need to put the healing dragon right next to my fire sign, because as I burn brightly, I need to remember, take care of myself to keep those fires going. Okay. Gods and goddesses, yes, ma'am, I do. Let's go with gods. Well, more specifically, I have a goddess deck and a gods deck. And I am going with the goddesses and sirens, since we've pulled Mother Earth, the moon card, healer card. That all reminds me of divine feminine energy. Does not matter what your chosen sex is. This is about divine masculine and divine feminine, and I'm being called to pull from divine feminine. And let's see what goddesses and sirens have for us today. Hope. All of them are badass goddesses. Yamaya, I'm going to say that that's Yamaya. And the message is hope. And let me get to her in the book. I don't know this goddess. Do not give up. There is hope yet. A wish will be granted. A birth is imminent. Fertility is everywhere. That's just a re-emphasis of the mother of the Empress card that we got. Fertility is everywhere. A wish is granted. A birth is imminent. Oh, Yamaya started her life as an Orisha, a river spirit in Africa. I'm not going to read her whole background. You all can research it, but let's get to the message she has for us today. She is most renowned for her ability to grant wishes. Those who feel that there is no hope go to her for intervention. Does somebody in this group need an intervention? Because this energy is for you. She specializes in impossible wishes, ones that look almost like miracles when granted. This wonderful ability spawned the ritual of Yamaya boats, a festival where thousands of people create little boats containing their wishes and hope that the goddess will assist them. Each supplicant places a lighted candle in the boat and then sets it on the water. If the boat makes it past the waves before it delves into the deep, it is said that Yamaya will grant the wish. Call upon the generous love of Yamaya when you feel hopeless or unsupported. Sometimes that's that 10 of swords, when you got that big burden on your back and you feel unsupported. Sometimes we all feel alone in something that we are struggling with. We believe that our family doesn't understand us or that our friends aren't seeing things from our side. And these are the times that Yamaya can help. Yamaya offers us a loving strength to help us know that there is hope and that things will change for the better. A long-held wish may well be granted when all else has failed. I needed that message too. Good call. Thanks for coming. Thanks for recommending that. I was in a group called Orishas. I love it. Whoo! I drew an Orisha this morning. Michelle, from which deck? I love it. I love it. Yoruba and Afro-Caribbean goddess. We worship her in Cuba. Oh, awesome. I'm learning all kinds of new things. Okay, we got a little bit of time left. I'm listening to see where Spirit wants me to pull from. Ascended Masters. That sounds like a deck I need because I don't have that deck. I don't have any deck that speaks specifically to Ascended Masters. I do have Kyle Gray's Lightworkers, which has a lot of Ascended Masters in there. Ooh, I like it. Thank you, Michelle, for the tip. Okay, last deck. Perfectly fitting for this Magical Monday manifestation is Moonology Manifestations by Yasmin Boland. Ooh. And this is a perfect ending to, I think, all of the messages that we gave ourselves this morning by allowing ourselves to hear Spirit through this reading. And this is also going to tie into that healer dragon where we need to take care of ourselves. This is one way that we can take care of yourself. We have another almost eclipse moon. It's a new moon. New moon in Taurus. And the message is, know your worth. Isn't that beautiful? I just love artist depictions of galaxies. One day I'm going to be able to paint a galaxy. What? New moon in Taurus. New moon in Taurus. Do I say that wrong? I say Taurus. It is Taurus. New moon in Taurus. Know your worth. Y'all listen. Everybody, I need everybody to listen right now. You're on the right track. That's what it says. But you need to go steadily. Knowing that you're worthy of your desire is crucial here. Opportunities open up when you believe in yourself. Dig deep and move past negative comments from others or from yourself. No matter what happened in the past, you're arriving to manifest something for the good of everyone concerned. You can do it. Good self-esteem will boost your manifesting powers. So love yourself more. Know your own worth, and others will too. Be true to your values. Beautiful, beautiful message to close it out. The new moon in Taurus, earth energy, not Yamaya, she's water. Oh, that is. Yes, Taurus. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. Earth energy again. I missed that connection. Taurus is a sign connected with the element of earth. So we have earth energy again, y'all. This is telling me that this week is a powerful week for manifesting, but we need to connect. We need to connect. We need to, I love the card. I'm not going to shuffle through my deck right now, but I love the Magician card. For those of you that are familiar with the Tarot, the Magician stands before all of the elements on a table, and he has one hand with the wand up to the heavens, and he has his other hand pointed downward in a religious symbol. But the idea is that he is a conduit of that energy. He doesn't have that hand crossed over his heart because he's just receiving that energy, not directing it anywhere. And it also shows maturity from the fool who did not have control over the energy. He just had a wand. And the magician who knows how to be a conduit for that energy. So let ourselves this week be a conduit for the divine energy. Let it come through us. Let us connect from above, but let us be willing vessels to allow that to flow down to the earth so that we can connect with the earth. And like the magician, manifest here in the earthly plane by focusing and directing that divine energy. So I wish that hope for all of you. Y'all know what I mean. I wish that hope for all of you this week. I hope you all manifest what you've been wanting to manifest. I hope for those of you who have been trying for so long that you call on that energy of your Maya, who makes miracles happen, who makes the impossible possible. And I think by the time we get back together next week, you're going to have some amazing stories to tell about what has unfolded for you this week. Thank you all so, so much for joining and participating and all of your comments over there. I'm sending so much love out to each and every one of you, so much divine energy. Spirit loves you. If y'all haven't heard it, Spirit loves you. I love you. I love these gatherings. I love being able to read for you and relay these messages from Spirit. Thank you all so much. See you next Monday. Bye, everyone.